Okay, so that is a little background on Oakley Carlson's case. Um, like I said, there is a lot more to unpack on this story. We covered it a lot in Nerber Mafia on Twitter. So I'm going to get all of the material that I do know that we have together and go over it to where it'll be a smoother timeline, and it'll show you and tell you more of her story, because there's an interview also with the mom, Jamie Jo Hiles, who was her adoptive mom. Like, she had Oakley from 7 months old till 3 years old. And DCYS decided to suddenly one day return her to her biological parents when it was an already horrible situation. So Jamie Jo Hiles has every right to be upset and angry and devastated. Like, she's fighting. I think they were even fighting for like an Oakley's law. Like, there is a lot to unpack in this case. And like I said, I just want to, for my channel, cases that have stuck with me in the past, that where I was on the other side of YouTube just watching videos on these cases and just reading tweets about them. I now have a platform to where I can be a voice for these children. I hope and pray that Oakley is okay and safe somewhere. And I pray that for every child that we don't know much about. Same with Summer Wells. Um, we know pretty much Harmony Montgomery and Michael Vaughn are no longer with us. That has been put out there by law enforcement. But their stories are still important, because when we have one side of children going missing in the aspect of possible abductions and trafficking and really nefarious, sinister things going on in Nevada County and Placer and Truckee, we also have another side of missing children where these parents are failing them, or the system is failing them. So I think that it's very important to also bring this stuff to light, because there are so many. There's so many, and there's no way that we can cover every single one of them, but they all matter and we have to be their voices. So that is what I'm going to focus on. Um, Kylie and Trinity, and you guys already know my heart will always be with them. I have literally said in my will, okay, when I get older and I create a will, I am going to have my grandkids or great nieces and nephews or whoever is into true crime and missing persons to continue the fight for justice for Kylie Rodney, for Trinity Backus, and for all of those that I might not be alive to see justice for. But I pray that someday there will be justice, even if I'm not here to see that. And I don't mean that in a sinister way. I just mean that, like, I'm going to give that torch to people in my family to carry on. And I love this community. I love all of you guys. Shan, if it wasn't for you, I probably never would have had the nerve to do this. I mean, there was a time when I wouldn't even go live unless I had Shan up here with me. Like, and I honestly love having her as co-host. Um, but I realized that I myself do have a purpose and I have a voice, and that I'm okay, and I have you guys here to give me the motivation I need to be able to do this. And there's so much controversy with the monetization and all that stuff going on YouTube. It's like, I'm not really interested in pursuing that avenue, but should I do that? This is a full-time job for me. I'm a stay-at-home wife who, for personal reasons, I cannot work. So this is a full-time job for me. Um, and this is the motivation I need. So if I do one day monetize, if I make it to that point, then that's what I'm going to do. And that's why I push Shan to do the same thing. Like, forget the haters. This is literally our job. And I believe that God has placed us together for a reason. And I'm not going to feel bad for doing that because it's what's behind our hearts. It's the reasons why we're doing it. We're not on here begging for money. We're not on here begging for anything. We just ask that you share their story, get their stories out there, share it on the platforms that you guys have. Um, and I think as a collective, we can do that. We see more and more that missing persons cases is starting to become more of a regular, um, how do I say this? It's been happening, but it's starting to become more, oh God, what is it? Like it's starting to show up more on people's social media pages. It's becoming to be more in the public's eye, in their faces. Like whether it's trafficking or the systems failing these kids, people that are their voices are the reasons why some of these kids end up maybe being reunited with their parents, found and rescued from horrible situations, and helping in the future kids not go missing. The Amber Alert system that needs fixing. There is so much to talk about in these cases, and when I'm motivated, that this is where my heart is. So I'm going to keep at it and keep pushing towards that light. Mega points. I know this stuff is so heavy, and me and Shan were talking last night, and like we need mental health break days because this stuff does get so heavy that if we don't take mental health break days, then we're not good for anyone, and we have to be okay for ourselves, for our families. Here at home, I have my husband, my son lives with us. He's an adult, but still. And at the same time, be a voice for these kids. And we're just going to pace ourselves, but keep their names out there. Thank you, Sunflower. Like I said, I I know Shan doesn't want all the attention on her kind of thing, but when I was on Twitter in Nurbird Mafia, I kind of found my voice there, here and there, and I would talk in spaces, and I came out of my shell a lot there. But to have a YouTube channel, that has never crossed my mind until I saw that Shan had her channel and she had me on panel, and I was like, I can do this. And she always helps with these awesome graphics, and just the motivation that Shanda has pushed me to do better. So I appreciate Shan more than she knows. Caleb, yeah, we all do. Like I said, Kylie's case, I don't want to say priority because all of these kids matter. But yes, Kylie stays forefront and center. And I think that's for all of us because it's what literally brought us all together. You know, I have a family of people that Gabby Petito brought together, and that's in Nerber Mafia. And I'm still part of that family. And then I have you guys that Kylie has brought us all together. And of course, we're going to fight for justice for her. Yes, Aaron. Oakley's case is a lot like Harmony. If you're familiar with Harmony's case, she was also with an adoptive family in really good hands. And for what reason they decided to return her to her biological parents. And we now know that Adam Montgomery, Harmony's father, has homicide charges. Sadly, we don't know much more about Oakley. That's what I was just looking into. So there is a lot to unpack on Oakley, and I'll do a live on her with more details. We can sleuth together, but we will touch more, on Harmony. Well, thank you, Champagne, Nana. I'll just call you Nana. Your name is so long, but I love it. Yes, Mega Pints. We're seeing it all the time, every day. A parent is supposed to be the biggest protector. And whenever you have those parents that are unfit, like in Oakley's case, in Harmony's case, and they had parents that were willing, to adopt these children, or get on the road to adopting them, like they were her foster parents, and then she was ripped from them, and now she's missing. Like that. It's so sad. Yes, indeed, Caleb. It is going to continue to be exposed as long as we have a voice. And you're right, I'm not going to have any fear. There's a lot of times where I take a step back and I'm like, am I getting too close? But you know what? God is bigger than all of this. And God is the only one that I do fear. So I'm not going to let I'm not going to let the enemy whisper things into my ear that I need to back off, because no, that's what he wants to do. Evil will not prevail. Thank you, Shannon. I'm don't text while you're driving. Drive safe, please, please, please. But yeah, so I didn't want this to be a very long live because I do need to get up and be productive before Shan's live. Shan, I don't want you to text while you're driving. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that in within the next hour or so, we're going to go live with Shan. She needs to stop texting while she's driving. I'm gonna I'm gonna boot you. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but let me get some material together, and I will break down the whole Oakley Carlson story for you guys. If you just bear with me, and if you're truly interested, I would love for you to be here and hear more about it. Also, as far as I know, tomorrow we still have Trinity Backus's autopsy report with Draw Latina at 8:30 Eastern. So definitely stay tuned for that. And I'm not gonna do pre-recorded anymore because I don't know what happened. But I will touch base on Summer Wells, Oakley Carlson. I don't know if any of you heard of Lena. I don't want to say her last name wrong. Lena Cahill. She was another one that had went missing. Oh, and we dove into her case for a while, and then we had to kind of back off because there was some circumstances and stuff that we weren't really sure about, but we haven't heard anything more about her. But I'll just throw her story up here real quick. Um, this was Lena Cahill. She went missing. So this was January 5th, 2022. But this is another little girl that we were looking into. I don't have any updates on her, but I will get her name out there, and I'll do a little video for her. Y'all need You will need a chill, sing, dance, and laugh night at least once a month at least. They are some of the ingredients of food for the soul. I agree, Nana, and I did talk to Shan about maybe Saturday night. Um, we're gonna have a chill night, but still sleuth and talk about Kylie and Trinity and all of that. Um, but it's gonna be more of a laid back live if Shan is feeling up to it Saturday night. So that will be great. I do miss when we did karaoke. That was fun. But we really just want to keep talking about these babies, keep talking about these children, keep talking about Amy Morris. All of these things bother me. Okay, I'm gonna answer a few more questions. Yeah, we're gonna have a fun day Saturday. I wonder if the brother's adopted father didn't look to make contact with her if anyone would have noticed she was missing. You're talking about Oakley's case, the brother's adopted father. Or are you talking about Harmony's case? Okay, Shan, be careful walking back into your house. Um, Aaron, I'm confused because I was just talking about so many cases. It sounds like you're talking about Harmony's case. I love you too. But Aaron, yeah, either way, Harmony's story was so sad, and oh my gosh, y'all, so many things happened in the Harmony case. We had the uncle in Spaces one night with Nerdy, and let me just tell you some of the things he was saying. Like when Nerdy went off on him, like I had never seen Nerdy react the way he did, but he had every right to. Harmony was failed. Oh, her case is so sad. Have you any thoughts on some Shonda? I've seen his name, but that's one case I haven't dove into. Um, but like one day we can have just about like let's talk missing kids, and we can sleuth together and find articles, or if you have something, you can drop it in Discord, and we can bring it up on screen and talk about it. Like I think that we need to do that, and I can do that once or twice a week. I don't mind doing that. Are you talking about Harmony? Harmony's let's see, adopted adopted father of Harmony Montgomery's brother pleads with girls. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, you were talking about Harmony, yeah. So that's another case we'll dive into, but basically Harmony did have an adoptive family, um, or see, I have to catch up on it. I know that they have her brother. They didn't. I don't think they had both of them. They were removed from the home, and the adoptive family wanted to adopt Harmony as well, but the system again failed her and left her with Adam Montgomery. And yeah, poor little Harmony. That would be awesome, hun. I'm so. What do you mean you're so pants with Discord? What do you mean? I mean, if you think about it, you would not be human not to go crazy over this happening to God's children. Exactly. And Caleb, I don't know what your thoughts, like your beliefs. I don't know what anyone's beliefs are. That, and I don't talk religion and all that because me and Shannon have had this conversation. In my mind, it's about whatever you believe in and whoever you believe in. Um, for me, it's a personal relationship with God that I have. I try to stay in my Bible, which I haven't done enough of lately. But, you know, sometimes I wonder if, well, I'm not going to get into religion stuff, but I do have premonitions sometimes and aha moments. And I know one night I did get the premonition or like the, how do you call that? Like an affirmation, a confirmation. Something in my mind told me that Kylie was safe with God and that there will be justice. So like things like that keep me keep me pointing in the right direction because I know that He will guide us there. that reality is that as God do, so do Satan's. Yeah, evil is rampant. We are fighting evil in this world, and no matter what you believe in, the people that are doing these things to these children, there is something mentally wrong with them. And I don't hear, or shall I say, sometimes, people will look at me weird or make a comment when I say that I am also praying for, like, the parents of Oakley Carlson. I'm praying for the family and the parents responsible for Harmony Montgomery's death. I pray for those people also because they need it. Um, Whoever's responsible for the Idaho murders, I pray for that person, their family. I try to keep everyone in my prayers because we're all sinners. Nobody is better than the other. And I do believe that there is something somewhere that happened in these people's past. There was some kind of disconnect in their childhood, some kind of trauma they went through that made them the person that they are. And some people are maybe just born with this evilness in them. And I don't understand that. Like, I'm not God, so I don't understand it. But I will always firmly believe that they all need prayer. And I pray for these children's safety. I pray for answers and for justice and truth. It's a rough fight, but I'll do it with my voice angry or shaking. Exactly, Shan. That is how I feel. And I did hear another creator. I was watching something about Kylie from months ago, and a certain creator said, "If you don't show your face on camera on YouTube, I don't believe anything you're saying." And I'm not bashing that person. I do get what they're saying, but number one, I have shown my face on camera plenty of times. Two, I have to work up to build up to my self esteem to be able to do that more. That's just something I struggle with. But eventually, especially when I get a better camera, my camera sucks. But and I don't have all the technical skills that Shan has to. I wouldn't even know how to hook up an external camera, like, if I'm being real. But anyway, you guys know what I look like. I'm here, I'm real, and I'm these kids' voices. So I I'm gonna do it whether I show my face or not. Look, I'll say hi. I'm in the dark, but you can see me. I'm sorry, it's more about the darkness than light. This spiritual war that stems from the background, in my opinion, to a lot of connections to these children and the occult being practiced, even so called stars. Oh, definitely. I definitely believe there's some really, really dark, shady stuff going on. Spell it, especially, I can't even talk, when it comes to, I don't even know if I should say the word because I might get striked, but it begins with an A, and it's what happens to these children. And many people call it a conspiracy, but I'm sorry. How do people from Young and the Restless, when I was 8 years old, watching Young and the Restless with my grandmother in her living room, how do those people still look the same age and I am now in my 40s? Please explain that. There's only one way to explain that, and that means that conspiracy is not just a conspiracy, but it's true, and it's sickening, and it's frightening, and it's happening right before our eyes. Caleb, remind me because I have good memory with some things, but some things my memory is horrible. So the first time we met on that one crazy chat, remind me of when did we meet, Caleb? Because I don't remember exactly, but I would like to. Yay! I'm glad you're home, Shan. Shan got the aliens. No, not that A word. I'm talking about the adrenal gland things, if you know what I mean. That content creator was bashing. Okay, wait. Does anyone remember that crazy Kylie live? There have been a lot of Kylie lives, Caleb. You're going to have to be more specific. The content creator was bashing the chat. Hmm. I don't remember. Is that the one me and you met on? Is that what you're talking about? Like, I would love to sit here and remember how I met each and every one of you, but I can't remember. Caleb, I'm thinking. Mm, is that when I had to like correct? Yes, Shan, thank you. Is that when I had to like kind of correct some of the things she was saying on her live, Caleb? I think I know what you're talking about. You can put it in Discord. What do you mean, Nana? Nana, where are you from? The US? For some reason, this is how I read your text. Oh my days, it's so refreshing to know I'm not going mad. I've been saying it for ages and thought people must think I'm off me rocker. And I'm not making fun of you, I'm not. I like to do accents every now and then. And my husband thinks I'm crazy. He'd be like, what the hell? But that's just my silly side coming out. I even do that to Shan sometimes. So no, I know where I met you, Shan. I won't forget that. I remember seeing you on Sleuthy's threads and we wanted her on panel, and every time she was on panel, we would go or we'd try to get her on panel. And then I just remember your tweet one day, and you were just like, and I don't know, don't quote me, but it was something along the lines of, F it, I'm about to start my own channel because I am going to talk about this. And I just remember thinking, yes, because at that time, the only person's channel that I had really listened to besides Harsh on Kylie's case was Michelle. And it was only, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I only found Michelle's channel because I saw that someone was on her channel as a guest and it brought me there. So then whenever you and her were on panel together and you brought me up, I was like, oh my god, this chick is cool. Like she actually brought me on panel. I think yours was the first panel I was ever on. So like I said, it's all because of you. But yes, Caleb, I remember that. Aaron, I remember that. UK, sorry, I'm calling you speak better English than me. So I knew he was in the UK. And listen, I have been watching Love Island in like the UK. I don't watch the United States one. I watch Love Island UK, and so like I'm always doing their accents and using their words. Uh, that's where I got the word banter from, like banter, and that's what we call our little box that we talk in on Discord, banter. Oh, you're not missed. You're not easily missed, Nana. We notice when you're here. I'm so happy to have found all of you guys too. Okay, so this live has gone on longer than I wanted it to. I will get some material together for Oakley and I will let you guys know when I do a live on her. I want it to be able to be a good timeline so I'm not all over the place and we can do that. So I will see you guys in about an hour or so when Shan does her live. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to get up and go do some laundry and house cleaning and all that crazy stuff. So much love to the Squirrel Squad. Don't forget to hit the like. I'm pretty sure most of you did. My little 16 viewers, but I appreciate you all. All right, y'all have a good one. See you in a bit. Stay blessed.